You guessed it, it's a plant video. Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. It is me, Desiree. Welcome to another planty video. This is going to be an update on a haul that I did on January 19th. I intended to do the update at 6 months, and then before you know it, it was 7 months. What are you going to do? Either way, this is an update on how all the plants are doing that I showed in that haul. I'll try to show like before photos so you can kind of see the progress and how they're doing now. So the first plant that I hauled, I don't know what order I did them in, I just listed them in the description box, we'll go in that order. This is the Global Green Pothos. So this was a plant that I was crazy about finding, and I was mentioning it to my boyfriend, so we went to Lowe's right away. I found one there. It was definitely not like, it wouldn't have been my first choice had there been other ones there, but look at it now. It is just insanely gorgeous. This has turned into one of my favorite plants that I have, period. I love the leaf shape because it looks so much like a mandula pothos, like that kind of rounded shape. But this one is a little different because it has some variegation on the inside of the leaves. A lot of the plant doesn't have the variegation like a lot of the other ones do. I'm assuming there are different factors that play into that, maybe lighting, who knows. But from what I find, but I think the plant is insanely gorgeous on its own. Like, I don't even care if it has variegation, that's just a plus. I can't even find a leaf to show you. There's so little on here. You can kind of see, oh look, there's a good one right there. It has like light green variegation on the inside, the end one there too. Light green on the inside and then the dark green on the outside, and it's just really, really, really pretty. I do find as the leaves get bigger and they mature, that the variegation kind of fades a little bit. So I don't know what kind of goes into that at all, but I think this plant is insanely gorgeous either way. And I love it so much because it looks like the mandula, but it's way easier. The mandula pothos has a lot of like white variegation on it, and in my experience, the white variegated pothies, they're a little tricky to take care of. Other than Marble Queen, that one seems to be pretty easy, but the other ones are really tricky for me, including mandula. But this one gives me everything the mandula does with the ease. So this is so easy. I just have it sitting on my table. So these vines here are laying on the table like this, so it's kind of crawling along the table, the coffee table in the front room, and I love it. I love the way that it looks up there. I let it dry out all the way, and then I water it. That's it. I don't give it any special care, anything like that. Obviously, it's getting decent light because it's doing very, very well. And I love this plant so much. I went and bought another one. And every time I see this in the store, I want to buy another one. I just think it's so gorgeous. Definitely one of the best plants from the haul, and one that I would recommend 100% to anybody. If you were thinking about this plant, or you're wondering if it's easy, how is it? It's so easy and so beautiful, fills out really nicely in the pot, and you can't go wrong for 20 bucks. With this plant and the nice planter, it's a great plant. I'm really, really glad I bought it. The next one is the crested euphorbia. So this was a plant I never thought I would actually buy. This was a wish list plant, and I found this at the grocery store. I don't remember how much it was. Was it $15 or something like that? I see these at my local nursery for way more expensive. I did put it in this little plant stand that I got from Target. I think this was $5, and it is potted in here. It has a drainage hole as well. I did fill it with some rocks because it's kind of heavy and it kept leaning and stuff. So there is soil in here, but there's some rocks in there just for like weight and balance. And this is one of the crested euphorbias that has like the darker stem and then the lighter like fin thing. I did buy another one. I don't remember in that video if I mentioned that I had two, but I did get another one because I couldn't help myself. And I think one of them was on clearance, if I'm not mistaken, or am I making that up? I don't remember. But I love this. I think I've watered it 1 or 2 times since I've had it. This is a plant I am terrified to overwater. Terrified to overwater it because it's just so beautiful. And you know, with succulents, the trickiest part is the watering. We know they like light. How much water do they want? I have no idea. I wait till the plant feels like it needs water. It's a little soft, a little squishy. So this one I have watered twice so far so good. It's nice, it's easy, it's probably never going to get any bigger than this. I just have it sitting there on my little table in the living room and love it very much. If you were looking for one of these or interested in getting one, I mean, it's super, super easy, if not a little boring. It's not really going to do anything other than sit there and be beautiful. Water it every now and then. Like I said, I've had it for 7 months and I've only watered it twice. So far, so good. The next plant I showed in that haul is the Peperomia ambricos. So this is what this one looks like here. This plant took my breath away when I saw it. It's just so gorgeous. It has everything. It's got the wrinkles and the crinkles and the texture on the leaves. They feel a little bit like succulent-y, a little thick. It has the most insane gorgeous pattern. Like the color, it looks like it's tie-dye almost. You know when you accidentally throw bleach on your black pants or something and you get some like bleach staining, but somehow it also looks cool? That's what this looks like. That it was like stained with bleach or something. So beautiful. This plant, like a lot of it has died since I've got it. Leaves fall off all the time, but it's always putting out like new growth, new little leaves are always popping up. I don't love the soil that it's in. It's kind of like ugly. I don't know. I kind of want to redo the soil a little bit, but I don't think it really needs it just yet. It's doing just fine. You can tell which way the sun is with this plant. It's that way. So I rotate it every now and then, but it doesn't really bother me because it's not like a big full plant or anything. But I think it's really pretty. I wouldn't buy this again, although I see it at the nursery all the time, like big, full, beautiful ones. And I always want to buy another one just because they look so pretty when they're full. But I already know these kind of peperomias, for me, they tend to die back a little bit and stay a little bit of a smaller plant, which is fine with me. I think it's really, really pretty. This one I do let dry out completely, and then I leave it like that. This is one I wait until the leaves feel really soft. Maybe not really soft, but softer than they normally do. They're maybe not standing as perky. Then I water it, because this one is kind of succulent-y to me. I feel like it holds a little water in the leaves and the stems and stuff, so I don't think the soil being dried out is necessarily a bad thing. I don't know, maybe it's dying because I'm doing that. I have no idea. But it seems to be doing okay with that kind of care, and he's a cutie. He's doing okay. The next one is the whale fin sansevaria. This is the plant that I got, I think I got this at the same time that I got the crested euphorbia, and I love it. It's so cute. I mean, it hasn't grown at all or done anything. It just kind of sits and exists and just is beautiful. It's just one big leaf, and it's really, really cool. This is one that I'm always really like weird to water too, because I don't know when it needs water. I struggle with watering my snake plants too because I don't know when to water them. I don't know, I kind of struggle with this. So if you know when to water this, let me know. I know I've watered it at least a couple times since I've had it. I mean, right now it's light as a feather, but the leaf feels great. So I don't know when to water it. I'm sure it will grow if I'm giving it more light. I do have it in this room sitting on that shelf. It's definitely on the side of the window, so it's not getting a ton of light other than just ambient light throughout the day. But I love it. I love looking at this little guy just sit there being loud and proud in his one big leaf, and he's very cool. Found that at the grocery store too, so it probably looks exactly the same as it did in that video because it's a slow grower. The next plant is my button fern. I had this on a table right next to the couch. I saw it every day. I watered it regularly, and then I moved it to a spot where I don't see it. It kind of blends in with the other plants. So I kind of forget about it every now and then. And you know, ferns are one of those plants that you gotta water all the time. You gotta keep them moist for the most part, or this kind of stuff starts happening. You know, it'll start drying up in the middle and a lot of the leaves are gonna fall off. But another thing I noticed is that the ferns are usually fast growers, or they're always putting out new growth. So get back on top of the watering and the plant should bounce back. I mean, no promises, but this is one that needs water now. Like, it feels really light and it's a really beautiful plant. I think even if this one did perish, I would probably buy another one. It was relatively inexpensive and it was really big and beautiful and just added a nice jungle vibe to the living room. I would buy that again, but kind of forgetting about it. So the next plant that I mentioned, but I didn't show it, I think I found it after I filmed the video. It's the Baltic blue pothos. This is another Costa Farms plant. And this is one that I was like on the hunt for. I stopped every day after work. I went to Walmart. I went everywhere looking for this plant. And I found this one at Walmart. Just so sad, needed water, really dirty and dusty, but I bought it and then I quickly fell out of love with it. I don't know why, I just didn't love this plant. It didn't do anything, it wasn't growing. It wasn't like the global green pothos where it was like just constantly pumping out new growth. But it was, I had it on a bottom shelf of a tall shelf where it got literally no light. It was in like what I would say was a low light situation. It would get ambient light, but not even enough. Right when I moved this to the top of the little dresser I have in the front room, it immediately put out like this tall piece here. It started pumping out new leaves constantly. And then I realized, oh, this needs way more light than I thought. Pothos will be okay in low light if you just want it to be like part of your decor. But if you want it to thrive, you got to give it some nice light, you know. Anyway, this plant is really cool because it grows leaves with fenestrations right away, or like these little splits. So the small leaves have these little splits, which is really cool. Mine only had one leaf with splits on it, but right when I moved it to a higher light situation, it started putting out other leaves that had the splits in it too. It's a really easy-ish, I don't know. This plant gets yellow leaves all the time like this, and I don't know why that is. I'm treating it the same way I do my other pothos. I'm letting it dry out and then I water it. Maybe it's inconsistent watering, but I really don't know. You know, there's a million reasons why your leaves could be turning yellow and everyone will tell you something different. You just gotta kind of troubleshoot it on your own, get to know your own plant. But this one is tricky for me. I don't know. Most of the leaves have a yellow tip like this, and I don't know why that is. So if you have this and you have those leaves, or you know why that's happening, or you have some tips, let me know. I still see this at Lowe's all the time, and they're bigger and fuller and longer and more vines, but I'm still happy with mine. I think it's still really pretty. I love the cool leaf shape, just like this long, slender, really cool leaves. It's called Baltic blue, but it doesn't really have a lot of blue to it. It just is green and pretty, and I like it. I would buy another one if this one perished as well, because I just love the leaf shape a lot. Okay, that's in the way. Well, I don't mean to end on a negative note, but the last plant we're going to mention is the pteris or pteris brake fern. This poor thing, this poor plant. I freaking loved this plant. It was big and beautiful and wild and crazy. I loved it so much, and I moved it to a spot on this top shelf where I thought it would look really cool, and it did look really cool, but you know what? I forgot about it up there. And because the other two plants that are up there are low maintenance, I don't need to check on them every single day. They're not ferns. And that fern quickly went downhill. For some reason, I still have it outside, dead in the pot. Why? I don't know. It's just a constant reminder of my bad parenting for my plants. But I would buy that plant again in a heartbeat if I saw it, a big, giant, beautiful one for a good price, because it was so pretty. If I could just stay on top of the watering and not forget about it, it would be a beautiful plant. So I would buy that one again, but sadly, that one is no longer with us. So of all the plants, the one that's definitely doing the best is the global green pothos. It's just going crazy, loving life, and I love that one the most of all the plants I bought. Love the whale fin, love the crested euphorbia. The button fern, it's okay. This one too, it's okay. And then the Baltic blue pothos, it's good too. I like that one, but my favorite's definitely the global green. So that is it. That's my little 7-month update on my plant haul. I do intend to do updates on my plant hauls every 6 months or so. So I did a plant haul not too long ago, so in a few months I'll let you know how all those plants are doing. Hopefully they're all still with us. Anyway, that is it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any of these plants, give me your care tips. I would love them. But that is it. Thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe so you don't miss the next one, and I will see you later in another video. Goodbye.